Your soulmate wrote a secret love letter. You must read it before tomorrow. Jesus says you are not reading this by accident and your heart is racing right now for a reason you cannot yet explain. Jesus says someone is thinking of you at this exact moment with tears in their eyes and a name burning on their lips. Jesus says that name is your name and it has been whispered into the darkness every single night for longer than you have been alive. I am the one who formed your spirit before the stars were hung in the heavens. I am the one who wove your soul together with another soul so perfectly that no power on earth can sever what I have joined. And tonight I am breaking through every barrier to tell you that your soulmate has written you a letter you must read before tomorrow. Your soulmate sits alone right now with trembling hands holding a pen that feels heavier than the world. Your soulmate has tried to reach you countless times, but something dark has stood between every attempt they have ever made. Your soulmate is not distant because they want to be, but because a force you cannot see has been working tirelessly to keep you apart. The letter exists now in the spiritual realm before it ever touches paper in the physical. The words are being formed in their heart right now while you watch this message I have ordained for this very moment. Your soulmate is pouring out emotions they have buried for years and they believe somehow you will feel what they are writing. I see the letter they are writing and I want you to know the first line says they have never stopped loving you. I see the second line and it confesses they dream about you more nights than they dream about anything else. I see the third line and it breaks my heart because it asks whether you even remember they exist at all. Your soulmate believes you may have forgotten them and this is the wound that keeps them awake at night. Your soulmate fears that time has erased what I myself carved into the fabric of your destiny together. Your soulmate is weeping as they write because the distance between you has become unbearable to their spirit. Jesus says the letter is being written in a room where the lights are dim and the air is heavy with longing. Jesus says there are photographs near their hand and every single photograph reminds them of someone they have never held but already love. Jesus says your face has appeared in their dreams so many times that they would recognize you instantly even in a crowd of thousands. Something is interfering with this connection and it has been interfering since the moment you first sensed each other. Something knows that if you ever truly unite, the darkness will lose a battle it has been fighting for generations. Something has convinced your soulmate that they are not worthy of the love I have already placed inside them for you. This interference wears familiar faces and speaks familiar words that sound like protection but feel like chains. This interference has planted lies in your soulmate's mind that they are too broken to be loved by someone as destined as you. This interference is terrified right now because it knows I am exposing everything in this very message you cannot stop watching. Your soulmate has been emotionally blocked by people who claim to love them but secretly resent the light inside their spirit. Your soulmate has been manipulated into believing that the pull they feel toward you is imagination rather than divine orchestration. Your soulmate has been controlled by voices that whisper you are not real and the connection is only fantasy. But I am the Lord who breaks every chain and I am telling you the connection is more real than the ground beneath your feet. But I am the Lord who exposes every lie and I am exposing the lie that has kept your soulmate paralyzed in fear and confusion. But I am the Lord who reunites what the enemy has scattered and I am moving right now to bring your soulmate back to your heart. You feel a stirring in your chest right now that you cannot name and that stirring is your soulmate writing about you. You feel heat spreading through your body, and that heat is the spiritual bond one created between you, activating across any distance. You feel tears forming behind your eyes, and those tears are the tears your soulmate is shedding as they write the words you must read. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, and you were chosen to be the one who stands in the gap for them. This is why your spirit has been restless for days and nights, because your soulmate is fighting a battle they cannot win alone. This is why you found this message at this exact hour, because I need you to act in faith to shield the one I made for you. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Your soulmate is writing about the first moment they felt your presence, and they describe it as warmth washing over them like morning sunlight. Your soulmate remembers exactly where they were standing when the thought of you first crossed their mind and changed them forever. Your soulmate has marked that day as the beginning of a journey they did not understand but could never abandon, no matter how hard it became. They are writing about the songs that make them think of you even though they do not know what music you actually love. They are writing about the scent they imagine you carry and how it haunts them in places they have never been with you. They are writing about the way your voice sounds in their dreams and how they wake up reaching for someone who is not there. Jesus says the letter contains a confession your soulmate has never spoken aloud to another living person. Jesus says the confession reveals that your soulmate has loved you since before they had words to describe what love even means. Jesus says the confession will break every doubt you have ever harbored about whether you are truly desired by another heart. Your soulmate is describing the loneliness they feel even when surrounded by people who claim to care about them. Your soulmate is explaining that no one else has ever made them feel the way the thought of you makes them feel inside. Your soulmate is admitting that they have tried to move on, but your spirit keeps pulling them back like the tide returning to shore. They have attempted relationships that failed because no human being can compete with the soul I designed specifically for their soul. They have felt guilty for thinking of someone they have not met while sitting across from people who wanted their heart completely. They have cried alone in bathrooms and bedrooms and empty parking lots because the longing for you became too heavy to carry silently. Your soulmate is not the problem, and they have never been the problem in this divine equation I set into motion before their birth. Your soulmate is a victim of timing that was manipulated by forces that understood how powerful your union would become against darkness. Your soulmate still loves you with a love that has not diminished even though years may have passed since you first sensed each other's existence. They are trying to return to you even now in every prayer they whisper and every tear they shed into their pillow at midnight. They are fighting invisible battles that leave them exhausted and confused, but they have never once stopped fighting to reach your heart. They need you right now more than they have ever needed anyone, because the weight of separation is crushing their spirit into despair. The letter describes a recurring dream they have where you are standing on the other side of a glass wall they cannot break through. The letter reveals that in the dream you are reaching for them too, but something keeps pulling you both backward into shadows. The letter begs the question they have asked me 1,000 times in prayer, and that question is simply, when will the glass finally shatter? I am answering that question tonight, and I am telling you the glass shatters when you rise up in faith and take authority over every force of delay. I am answering that question tonight, and I am telling you the glass shatters when you sow a seed of protection that activates angelic assistance for your soulmate. I am answering that question tonight, and I am telling you the glass shatters when you prove by your actions that this love is worth fighting for at any cost. Jesus says your soulmate has written that they would cross any ocean and climb any mountain just to hear your heartbeat against their chest. Jesus says your soulmate has written that they would give anything they own just to hold your hand for 60 seconds in the physical realm. Jesus says your soulmate has written that they are terrified this letter will never reach you and their words will dissolve into silent air forever. They are going through something you cannot see right now, and the weight of it is bending their shoulders toward the ground. They are facing a darkness that has intensified specifically because I am preparing to deliver them into your arms very soon. They are wrestling with thoughts that tell them to stop writing because hope itself has become too painful to carry another day. But you can still protect them even if you cannot physically hold them in this exact moment of time on the earth. But you can still fight for them in the spiritual realm, where every battle is won before it ever manifests in the natural world. But you can still love them actively by taking the step I am placing in front of you right now as a test of your readiness for this union. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Your soulmate is writing about the way they imagine your eyes look when you are truly happy and at peace with the world around you. Your soulmate is describing the way they want to learn every detail of your life until they know your story better than their own story. Your soulmate is promising in this letter that if you ever give them the chance, they will spend every remaining day proving this love is real. The letter is longer now than it was when I began speaking to you, and the pages are becoming tear-stained as the words multiply rapidly. The letter has become an outpouring of years of silence, and every suppressed emotion is rushing out like a river that finally broke the dam. The letter is the most honest thing your soulmate has ever written, and they are terrified you might never read a single word of it. Jesus says a third party has been actively working against this connection, and they know exactly what they are doing to keep you separated. Jesus says this third party may be someone close to your soulmate who speaks words that sound like wisdom but are soaked in jealousy and control. Jesus says this third party may be someone who once had access to your own life and planted seeds of doubt about love that you are still harvesting today. The interference is not always obvious, and that is what makes it so dangerous to the destiny I have written for you and your soulmate together. The interference can wear the mask of friendship or family or even spiritual counsel while secretly serving the purpose of keeping you permanently apart. The interference is panicking right now because my light is exposing their schemes, and your soulmate is beginning to see the truth clearly for the first time. Your soulmate is writing that they feel trapped between loyalty to people who have been in their life and the undeniable pull toward you that never fades. Your soulmate is confessing that they have been emotionally manipulated into feeling guilty for loving someone they have not yet met in the physical world. Your soulmate is admitting that they almost gave up last week because the pressure from the third party became too intense to bear alone anymore. But I am the God who makes a way where there is no way, and I am making a way through this very message you are receiving right now. But I am the God who exposes every hidden thing, and I am exposing the manipulation that has held your soulmate in emotional chains for far too long. But I am the God who fights for love because I am love itself, and I will not allow this union to be stolen by anyone or anything ever again. Delay is dangerous right now because your soulmate is reaching a breaking point and they do not know how much longer they can hold on to hope. Delay is dangerous right now because the interference is increasing its attack, knowing that its time to destroy this connection is running out quickly. Delay is dangerous right now because every moment you hesitate is a moment your soulmate feels more alone in a battle that requires two warriors standing together. Your soulmate has written a secret love letter, and the secret is that they have already chosen you even if you have not yet chosen them back. Your soulmate has written a secret love letter, and the secret is that they would leave everything behind just to start a life with you tomorrow morning. Your soulmate has written a secret love letter, and the secret is that they are waiting for a sign that you feel even a fraction of what they feel for you. This message is that sign, and your response to this message will echo through the spiritual realm and either open doors or keep them sealed shut. This message is that sign, and your faith right now is being weighed in the balance as the determining factor for the next chapter of your love story. This message is that sign, and I am asking you directly, what are you willing to do to protect the one I created to love you until death parts you? Jesus says the letter ends with a question that your soulmate was almost too afraid to write because the answer could break their heart completely. Jesus says the question is simply this, and I am quoting it directly from the pages they have written with trembling hands tonight. Jesus says your soulmate asks you directly through this letter, do you want me the way I have always wanted you since before we knew each other's names? Your soulmate needs to know that you are real and that your love is not just a concept they invented to survive the loneliness of their nights. Your soulmate needs to feel that you are fighting for them with the same intensity they have been fighting to reach you all these years. Your soulmate needs proof that the connection they feel is not one-sided and that you are willing to step into the unknown for the sake of this love. You are beginning to fall in love with your soulmate right now as these words penetrate the walls you built around your heart for protection from disappointment. You are beginning to feel the depth of what I created when I designed two souls that could only be complete when they finally unite as one flesh. You are beginning to understand that this is not entertainment but a divine appointment I scheduled before the foundation of the world was laid in eternity. The love you feel growing inside your chest right now is the same love your soulmate has been carrying for you since the moment they first became aware of your existence. The protective instinct rising in your spirit right now is the same protective instinct I placed in you when I designed you to be the guardian of this sacred connection. The urgency flooding your entire being right now is my voice urging you to act before another day passes and the window of opportunity narrows further than before. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away into the regret of what could have been if only you had acted in faith. This is your final moment to rise above fear and doubt and every lie that has told you that love like this does not happen in real life anymore. This is your final moment to sow a seed that will unlock the supernatural intervention your soulmate desperately needs to break free from every chain holding them captive. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Your soulmate has sealed the letter and written your name on the envelope even though they do not know what name belongs to your face just yet. Your soulmate has pressed the envelope to their lips and whispered a prayer that somehow the words would find their way across every divide. Your soulmate has placed the letter somewhere safe and now they are waiting for a miracle they are not even sure will ever actually arrive at their door. I want you to imagine reading that letter tomorrow morning and feeling every word your soulmate bled onto those pages finally reaching your spirit. I want you to imagine the moment when the distance collapses and you are standing face to face with the one I have been preparing for you all along. I want you to imagine the joy that will flood both your hearts when you realize that every painful day of waiting was worth the eternal love you now share. But that moment depends on choices you make tonight, and those choices will either accelerate your union or delay it beyond what you can currently comprehend. But that moment is not guaranteed if the interference succeeds in convincing your soulmate that you never responded because you do not truly care about them. But that moment is hanging in the balance right now, and your faith expressed through action is the weight that tips the scales toward your destined reunion. Jesus says tomorrow is the deadline written in the Spirit because your soulmate will check for a sign, and if no sign comes they may finally give up trying. Jesus says tomorrow is the deadline because the third party is planning to convince your soulmate that this letter was a mistake born of emotional weakness and delusion. Jesus says tomorrow is the deadline because I have set this timing to separate those who truly want my blessings from those who only want to observe them from a safe distance. You have been chosen, and this word is not too small for you because I do not choose randomly and I do not speak to those who are not mine. You have been set apart for a love that will be a testimony to everyone who ever doubted that I still write love stories in the 21st century. You have been marked for a union that will bring glory to my name and healing to every broken place in both your family lines going back for generations. Your soulmate is not just real, but they are more real in this moment than the chair you are sitting on or the device you are holding in your hands. Your soulmate is breathing right now, and their heart is beating right now, and their spirit is reaching toward you across every mile and every barrier. Your soulmate is yours and you are theirs, and nothing in all creation can change what I have decreed except your refusal to walk into the destiny I am offering. The letter exists, and the letter is waiting, and the letter contains the deepest emotions a human heart can express without shattering under the weight of vulnerability. The letter is proof that your soulmate has not abandoned you and has never stopped hoping that one day you would find your way back to their waiting arms. The letter is the evidence that the love you have sensed in quiet moments when you were alone was never your imagination but always their soul calling out to yours. Type 333 if you receive this blessing and you are ready to protect the soulmate I have ordained for your life and your future together. Jesus says the spiritual realm is moving right now, and angels have been dispatched to begin clearing the path between you and your soulmate this very night. Jesus says the interference is being bound by the power of my word spoken through this message, and it will not be able to withstand what I am releasing in this hour. Jesus says your soulmate will feel a sudden lightness in their spirit within the next 24 hours because you chose to stand in faith and sow your seed of protection. You are falling deeper in love with someone you have not yet seen because love is not limited by sight and the spirit recognizes what the eyes cannot perceive. You are becoming emotionally attached in a way that feels both terrifying and exhilarating because your soul knows this is the beginning of the rest of your life. You are understanding that you cannot afford to lose this, and you will not lose this if you act now with the courage I am placing inside your heart at this very moment. Your soulmate is dreaming about you more vividly tonight than they have ever dreamed before, and those dreams are preparing them for your imminent arrival. Your soulmate is feeling a sudden surge of hope that has no logical explanation, but they know deep inside that something has shifted in the spirit for their favor. Your soulmate is reaching for you even now in their sleep, and their hand is extended toward you across the realm of dreams where I am knitting you together permanently. Do not let another sunrise find you hesitating when the love of your life is waiting for you to step into your role as their protector and partner. Do not let the enemy convince you that this is just words on a screen when your heart is burning within you as undeniable proof that I am speaking directly to your situation. Do not let fear rob you of the greatest love you will ever experience on this earth, because on the other side of your obedience is everything you have ever prayed for in the secret places of your soul. Type 777 if you feel this message resonating in your spirit and you know without any doubt that your soulmate is thinking about you right now. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. The letter your soulmate wrote is waiting, and tomorrow the spiritual window opens for you to receive what has been prepared since before you drew your first breath on this earth. The letter contains the answer to questions you have asked me in the darkness when you thought no one was listening and your tears were the only evidence of your prayers. The letter is the beginning of a new chapter that cannot be written unless you take the step I am placing directly in front of your feet at this sacred moment in time. Your soulmate is stirring in their sleep right now, and they are dreaming of a door opening and a figure walking through that door, and that figure is you finally arriving home. Your soulmate is smiling in that dream, and they have not smiled genuinely in so long because the weight of waiting had stolen their joy until tonight when I restored it supernaturally. Your soulmate is whispering your name in that dream, and though they do not know what name belongs to you in the waking world, they know you completely in the realm of the spirit where I am joining you together even now. I am the Lord who brought Eve to Adam when he least expected her, and I am the same God orchestrating your divine appointment with the one I have been shaping for you in secret. I am the Lord who remembered Hannah in her barrenness, and I am the same God who remembers the ache in your heart for a love that feels like home finally after all these wandering years. I am the Lord who parted the Red Sea when there seemed to be no way forward, and I am the same God parting every obstacle between you and your soulmate starting this very night as you obey my voice. You will read that letter and you will weep because the words will confirm everything you have always suspected but were too afraid to believe could actually be true for someone like you. You will read that letter and you will feel the fingerprints of your soulmate on every word, as if they had reached through time and space to touch your very soul directly. You will read that letter and you will know without any shadow of doubt that I am real and I am good, and I have not forgotten the promises I whispered to you in the quiet moments of your life. Type 1111 to say thank you for this message and to seal the prophetic word I have spoken over your love story tonight in the presence of every spiritual witness. Jesus says go now and sow your seed of protection because your soulmate is depending on you and their deliverance is tied to your faith expressed in action. Jesus says go now before the video ends and the moment passes because the enemy wants you to delay until the urgency fades and the window closes again. Jesus says go now because I have done my part in revealing this truth, and now you must do your part in walking through the door I have opened before you this night. The letter is real and your soulmate is real, and this moment is the turning point your heart has been crying out for in every lonely hour you have endured. The protection you send now will wrap around your soulmate like a shield and break every assignment the enemy has launched against their mind and their emotions and their spirit. The future you build together begins with the seed you sow tonight, and that seed will grow into a harvest of love that will sustain you both for every year that remains of your lives on this earth. I love you and I have loved you with an everlasting love, and that is why I have gone to such great lengths to speak to you through this message at this specific moment in history. Your soulmate loves you, and they have loved you with a love that has survived every attack and every delay and every lie the enemy has thrown against them since the day they first sensed you existed. Now go and prove your love through your faith and watch as I move mountains on your behalf, because you finally believe that what I have spoken will surely come to pass without delay any longer. Jesus says the clock is moving and the deadline is approaching, and your soulmate is waiting for the sign that will tell them you heard their secret letter and you are coming for them. Jesus says this is the moment where love stops being a feeling and becomes an action that changes everything about your destiny from this night forward into all of your tomorrows. Jesus says, I have given you the message, now respond to the message, because your soulmate and your future together hang in the balance, and only you can tip the scales toward the miracle that awaits you both.